You listen to BBC Three Counties Radio. I'm Nick Coffer. How about this? Watford is launching its very own short film festival for aspiring filmmakers. It's the brainchild of former West Huts College student James Dyer, Abbots Langley born and bred. His first short film celebrated the town, and we covered it on this show actually. It covered its landmarks and history, and it was shown on an outdoor cinema in Watford on the beach at the top part of town last summer. James, who's at university in Leeds, is here to talk about it. James, this is a very clever ploy. You create an awards and it gives your own films loads of exposure. Is that what's behind this?
Thanks, Nick. Yeah, it's all part of the master plan.
I can feel an Oasis song coming on there somehow. You are obviously from a very vibrant, creative environment. I know West Huts College well. There's loads of great filmmakers come out of there, and from the broader, if I can call it, Watford metropolis. Is this just a way of celebrating the creativity that the town inspires?
I think definitely it's a good chance to allow filmmakers from the local community to showcase their work and give them a platform. But even an opportunity to allow people outside of a local community and nationally to enter their films. It's very much an open event.
In terms of what kind of films you want, what are you looking for?
Okay, so we're looking for short films. So any films that are under 15 minutes, and they need to be the filmmaker's own work. And as long as they fill the drama, documentary and animation categories, then they're pretty much good to qualify for entry.
You're calling it the Oscars of Watford. Who came up with that idea?
I believe it was one of the councillors from Watford Borough Council who are very much helping to launch this event.
Yeah,
I think it's a great title. It's very topical, given that we've just had the Oscars, obviously.
You've got quite an interesting jury lined up. Most of them I know. So who's going to be judging these films?
Yeah, we've got a real mix in the jury of people who are active filmmakers from the local community, as well as people who are key figureheads within the local community. For example, Sarah Priestley from Watford Museum.
She's
one of the judges, especially Mark Crane, who's an actor, director and special effects artist. And he worked on films like Judge Dredd and Labyrinth, so there's definitely a fair amount of pedigree in the judging panel.
And of course there's a reason why the council would have been so behind this, because film festivals become synonymous with the town, and they're an incredible form of publicity, aren't they?
Yeah, 100%. I think there's very much a buzz around when you associate a film festival with a town, that people... over a few years of building it up, people start to associate, this event's coming up, this is going to be really cool, we should all prepare for it. I mean, if you look to the States, like there's events like South by Southwest, which attracts massive crowds, where it's a mix of film festival and performing arts and music and everything.
I think also, I mean, when you look at Watford itself, it has struggled in the past to, shall we say, develop a creative identity, which has always been a problem, because it's my hometown, I know it well. There are many creative outlets, there's great venues as well. That, of course, is now shifting, and it's shifting for a number of reasons, but this could be an important step in that journey, couldn't it?
Yeah, I think it's great to sort of build upon the kind of developing cultural landscape that you're seeing already in the town. You know, there's events like Imagine Watford in the summer, where you've got all these wonderful performing arts in the middle of the streets. And I know the Watford Museum, they just hosted the Big Word Fest over the last week or so, and that's a great celebration of like literature, and it very much sort of ties the cultural scene together in Watford, and you can see that the town is developing and it's becoming there's definitely a bigger cultural impact happening over recent years, and it's really interesting.
I recently had the director, I think is his proper term, of the National Film School, and he was telling me how hard it is just across the board to find really good jobs in film and cinema. Do you feel that you might be sailing against a very large tide up a very stiff river in inclement weather, taking this as your career path?
I think so, yeah. I mean, it's kind of renowned that finding a career in the film industry is quite a difficult thing to do, but a mix of it comes down to your own determination and, how willing you are to work, and go above and beyond. I'm specialised at the moment as a film editor, so my focus at the moment lies in post-production. And I'm currently graduating one of our graduation film. I'm currently editing a graduation film for a university, but outside of that, I'm trying to gain as much experience as possible. I'm dabbling with live broadcast and just editing other works outside of it and things like that. I think as long as you've got enough to build like a rapport, you can make an impact.
How did your film go down in the summer on the beach?
I think it got quite a good response. I saw a photo from Watford writers who provided me with the wonderful poem that went underneath it of Helen and Jan, who is the poet from the film, just by the beach watching the film. And yeah, it really made my day to see that, and it's great to see that there's a turnout of people that wanted to watch it ahead of the main films.
Is that film now viewable online? So I remember you said at the time, not yet. Is it available yet?
Yes, it is.
So where can we see it?
So if you go on YouTube and search for Hometown Arts Film, it should be the first in the results.
Good stuff. So Hometown Arts Film. If you live in Watford or grew up in Watford, it would be well worth watching. Have you shared it in the Watford Past and Present Facebook group? I'm imagining you have, and if you haven't, you should, because there's 25,000 people in it, and I'm sure they'd be very interested to see it. In fact, if you haven't, I'll do it for you later on. There you go. Can't say fairer than that. To find out how to enter the film festival, what's the website?
So entries for the film festival, they've already opened, and they're available via filmfreeway.com. And if you search for Watford Short Film Festival within the Film Freeway website, it will give you a link to submit your film.
So filmfreeway.com/Watford Short Film Festival. And you're on Facebook as well, aren't you, as Watford Short Film Festival?
Yep, Facebook as Watford Short Film Festival and Twitter at Watford Short FF.
For anyone just joining the back of this, even if you're someone who uses their smartphone with the smartphone app to create a movie, which, let's face it, sometimes can be better quality in terms of definition than what you could do with all the expensive kit, even they're welcome, is that right?
Yeah, 100%. It's open to people of all abilities. And I think to a degree that there is this misconception about you need the most expensive camera and the best audio equipment to make a good film. And I think, especially with how technology is moving on nowadays, it's more difficult nowadays to find a mobile phone that doesn't have a camera built into it.
Yeah.
And I know earlier in the show you were talking about Icarus, the documentary that won an Oscar. There's another Oscar-winning documentary called Searching for Sugar Man, which was partially shot on an iPhone.
And I'm sure the quality of the I've been told that the quality of output on those smartphones is better than what we broadcast the news in, so you probably wouldn't tell the difference. Did you see Icarus yourself as well?
I have, yeah. I saw Icarus at Sheffield Documentary Festival.
So putting your film expert hat on it, did you find it as compelling as I did last night? I watched it agog.
Yeah, it's absolutely amazing. It's just a mind-blowing story. It's one of those documentaries where you're almost saying to yourself, is this real?
Yeah.
Because the story is just so unbelievable. But that's the beauty of documentary, that you're telling real stories, and sometimes they are just almost unbelievable. It
must have annoyed you a little bit, though, just between you and I as a filmmaker, because when you look at what happened, that film fell into his lap, didn't it? Because it started off as a little personal journey film, and then he basically found himself in the middle of the biggest drug scandal ever in the history of sport. And yet, as a filmmaker, you must look at that and think, oh, if only.
Yeah, it's certainly like a goldmine moment, especially for him with Icarus. It's one of those things that, especially with documentary filmmaking, because you're documenting things as they happen, you don't really know what direction the path is going to take you with documentary. Like with fiction, you've got a script already, so you know how the story's going to end. But with documentary, it's more of like a journey of discovery for you as a filmmaker, as well as.
Yeah. And how exciting, isn't it, when you just hit on gold as he would have in that film. Filmfreeway.com/Watford Short Film Festival if you want to submit something, or at least find out the criteria for submission. And as we're hearing there from James, go for it. If you just happen to be someone, my 10-year-old makes films on my smartphone. If you happen to be someone who just creates films, it could be exactly what they're looking for here. Facebook.com/Watford Short Film Festival. And you don't have to be from Watford, do you?
Not at all. We've had entries that have come internationally as well, like the US, Canada, even non-English speaking countries, Germany, Italy, Russia. I'm so impressed.
Good stuff, James. Good to hear from you. Good luck with the rest of your degree course, and I hope the film festival goes well. Hope the submissions go from strength to strength, and the final cut is a good one.
Thanks, Nick.
Final cut there. See what I did there? I didn't mean to, but I did it. James Dyer there, who's organising the Watford Short Film Festival. It's a great idea, if you ask me, and really another way of putting Watford culturally on the map. It's 10 to 2 here on Three Counties.